Hello, everyone. Welcome to game number 1 between Liquid Metal and Creepy Crawly Spiders. I have to go real quick. We have the B maps being banned out by the blue team. Battlefield of Eternity and Braxis holdout. We also do have Infernal Shrines and 2 of the Spider Queen being banned out by our red team, Creepy Crawly Spiders. We're in Sky Temple. Oh my gosh, draft is going. Get the evidence.
I'm Anar, the Cocasted.
I feel like I should have been that Micro Machines announcer from back when we were kids.
Once again, I don't know what you're referring to, but I'm glad it makes you happy.
There was this old series of commercials from Micro Machines. The Macro Machines team from Div E East based their logo off of it. But the announcer kind of did a ploy on those legal ads that would go at the end, really, really fast. And they had all of this. Oh, Samuro banned out? Is B-Med in this game? Because clearly no one
the
else...
only Samuro player in the entire world.
I'm surrounded by co-casters.
Yeah, on this large of a map, having a Samuro that you don't know where he is half the time, suddenly seeding down all your stuff, I could definitely understand not wanting to go into that. Tastar, which I'm guessing is a target ban. Hi, Kitty.
So yeah, Tassadar, I mean, that is true. I don't think Tassadar offers anything map specific that's especially scary.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, one of those 5 people is terrifying on Tassadar.
At least one of those 5 people is terrifying on Tassadar.
That's that is true. Also, it could be some infighting on the side of CCS. Sparhog may want to go Tassadar, and they're like, no, it's basically the Storm League treatment.
Somehow I think that's probably not going on within a competitive team, but you're right, that is possible. Alright, so as far as I can tell, entirely target bans for the 2 rounds. Both teams kind of saying, alright, well, Joe and Rhaegar were both nerfed, we're not gonna consider those must-pick, must-ban heroes anymore. And Gul'dan, who was recently buffed, becomes first pick.
So yeah, it definitely seems as though Liquid Metal noticed that the Orcish or the Horde heroes were being banned out, so they picked up Gul'dan first and foremost.
It's probably the bots.
Okay, that's...
Nubrak Stukov come out for Creepy Crawly Spiders. Be a disgusting combo.
Yeah, that is... Stukov is just in general disgusting. I actually feel like Nubrak and Stukov are the 2 most annoying heroes to play with from a kit perspective. Because Nubrak is just stop playing the game for a while, and Stukov is okay, you can play the game, just don't press your buttons.
Right, we do have Joanna picked up alongside Kerosene, so... Yeah.
That is unexpected. I am interested to see Johanna. We almost never get to see Johanna played, although more so now. People are a little less scared of her, so I'm glad to see her back in the action. But now that she's back, I don't... Kerosene is usually used in a blow-up comp where you isolate someone, but Johanna doesn't have any tools to isolate someone. I mean, I guess a little bit if you pull them in, but that would be a super specific positioning on the other team.
Yeah, because you don't want them grouped for 7-sided strike if that's the way you're going. Yeah, and I feel like Kerosene is a hero who very much wants to go in and be a part of things, and Gul'dan is a hero who really likes staying still and doing damage that way.
I've got it. Kerosene makes them not want to bunch up, or makes them want to bunch up together. But if you do that to Gul'dan does have a lot of AoE ability with his Fell Flame. So you end up having to be somewhat spread out, but not super spread out.
Okay. Harden Giants Band is also saying in chat that this is an A-team special, so they definitely know something about this this combination of heroes that I'm missing.
Oh, good lord. So far coming out of Creepy Crawly Spiders is Team StarCraft plus a noob. I will always notice these things that mean nothing.
Definitely thought of you this from StarCraft. He seems kind of zergy. I don't know. I just play this game, not the other ones. Anyways, Suljin and Thrall being picked up on the side of liquid metal.
And our last pick is going to be Falstad. So in the end, we do have Stukov versus Karazim. Karazim a bit more of an aggressive healer. Stukov a little bit more into blow up. Probably it may be a situation of Anubrak stuns into Blaze stuns if he's in the area. Stukov shuts down the buttons, and then Raynor and Falstad just go ham. But speaking of going ham, you got Zul'jin on the other side. It's going to be interesting.
If Zul'jin can get stacked, Anubrak's gonna have a very bad time. Yeah, those hurt, and there's not much Anub can really do about it.
All right, I'll go ahead and get your prediction up, everyone. Ektar, thank you very much for the pride. Or not the pride, the... whatever that thing is. I can't look at it right now. But he did it before, and I appreciated it. While I'm getting the predictions up, if you want to go ahead and introduce... we'll say the red team, because I know you're a CCS person.
All right, heading over to the red side. We've got Cordona on Anubrak. We've got Domscythe on the Blaze. We've got Savior123 on the Raynor, Gib on Falstad, and Sparhawk on that Stukov.
Meanwhile, on the blue side of the battlefield, we do go ahead and have Jerindo King is going to be on the Gul'dan. Bad Monkey on Karazim. Sugarman is going to be on Johanna. Pato is going to be on Zul'jin. And then Thrall's going to be played by Dr. J. Doctor?
Go fight. Do whatever it is you do.
And they already first banned this in a row. They didn't need to go and change your battle tag to Bad Monkey to really rub it in. You've made your point. Alright, we do have some cheese coming out from Crawly Spiders using those beetles.
Yep, they do go ahead and get the tower. Here comes the move-in from Dr. J. Trying to get in there, but it looks like no one will really get punished, and they did get the experience from a tower. Blaze is already at the top of the map as well, so this was a big rotation from the side of Liquid Metal, but that means there's no one to stop Blaze and to get this experience as these minions go down. So Thrall is on his way up right now.
Gul'dan did stay in mid to make sure he got all of that soak, so salvaging a little bit, but CCS definitely still coming out ahead here.
It does look like at the bottom of the map, Liquid Metal did move through and went ahead and started getting some counter pressure on the opposing tower. Got up down to about 50%. But now both teams moving in the direction... okay, they are taking the Siege Giants. I wasn't sure. What?
Raynor on camp duty, but he did not actually take the Exterminator talent at one, instead of going ace in the hole. So again, getting more damage to disabled heroes.
Alright, Cardona goes and uses the stun onto Bad Monkey. Bad Monkey goes ahead and runs away. Now I'm thinking that like Cardona has a little Samuro mask that they pulled out and then Bad Monkey just immediately whoop! Alright, they need to be a little bit careful. It is 3v3 down here at the bottom. It does look like Gul'dan and Falstad are dueling in the middle. Jerindo King taking a little bit of the unfavorable advantage out of that. However, of course, does have Drain Life. Though is low on mana right now, so I will have a hard time.
Gib doing a great job of zoning him out and not letting him get close enough to get to Drain Life from a minion. Looks like he's gonna need to pull back. Which Falstad either did not see or just was not able to get close enough to interrupt.
Alright, we do go ahead and have Sparhawk and Savior moving up to most likely the temples. Are they actually trying to take the Bruiser camp? I'd be surprised.
Blaze getting super low at top, but does manage to get away. Falstad flies in to try and finish off with Thrall. Looks like he might get it.
Yep, Gib goes ahead and moves forward, does a little dash in order to keep them within range of the Lightning Rod, and then Lightning rains down. But while this is happening, Cardona trying to hold back 3 people at the bottom, plus a Siege Giant.
Plus what remains of a Siege Giant, but yeah. it is worth noting that Joanna is very low on mana, so might not be as effective of a tank unless she fullbacks, which is what she's doing right now.
Savior is running away from Bad Monkey right now. Alright, it does look like they did enough damage to the front wall during all of this that I think they will get it with this temple, almost assuredly. Unless that Liquid Metal can push them off of it. And they actually do, I'm surprised, because there are still 2 mid. So it's 4v3. I'm a bit surprised they actually backed off of that.
Yeah, a lot of damage going on to Liquid Metal, though. We might have... We don't quite see Thrall going down, but it is very close.
I do like the strategy coming out of previous Solid Spiders. Like, get rid of the doctor first, then there's no one to heal the rest. Nobody tell them about Kerosene.
I mean, Kerosene's an assassin, so, you know. A new rat getting pretty low, but is able to walk out. Okay, so Liquid Metal able to take down half of mid fort with that temple phase. Crawly Spider is able to take out the entirety of top fort.
Yep, that's just a testament to the fact that Blaze had gotten in there and actually done damage to this front wall, so that the laser shots didn't have to spend time getting the wall down. Or as much of the wall down.
CCS is leaving bot entirely unattended for the time being, though, so they might be able to, or Liquid Metal might be able to get a little bit more. It looks like they need to ignore their camp for a little bit to defend, and just as I say that, I am now immediately wrong. Ooh, we do have a collapse on Thrall at top.
Oh, thank you for pointing that out. Dr. J is being fought by Dom Sith. It looks like they are going to go ahead and move back. Decide to make sure that
low enough that he couldn't really come in.
Dr. J and Bad Monkey in the area, looking for a possible collapse, but Gib is staying very, very far back, wants to make sure that doesn't happen. And is going to go ahead and teleport back. Meanwhile, down below, we do have an engage happening. Unstoppable Johanna moving forward, trying to go ahead and get onto Cordona, but won't be able to. A little bit of pop shots coming from Savior.
And this 4v3 has suddenly become a 4v4. Looks like CCS successfully pushing them off.
Blaze is in the area to make it a CCS favored battle as he moves in here.
And we have just hit 10s for both teams. So both probably pretty eager to use their newfound abilities.
I got a new button, let me show you. Alright, we're going to have the cocoon coming out onto Kerosene. Very, very, very low sugar. Is this Sugar Man? For some reason I read it as Sugar Mom and I was very confused.
Divine Palm came out, looked like it was not procced. Earthquake dropped, but all of CCS able to get away. So a lot of R buttons pressed.
Yep, only Taz Dingo and Gust and Flaming Swipe currently up. Double stun coming out up top. Pato moving forward. We do have Johanna being taken down. Very, very, very low health bar on Zul'jin. Zul'jin does go ahead and pop Taz Dingo. Does go ahead and get popped, moved right on out of there. But they're not going to be able to go anywhere. Does try and heal, but nope. There's a big old hammer that goes ahead and connects with the side of his head. And there is a 2-for-0 in favor of CCS.
A couple low health bars on the side of CCS, but they were able to zone out the rest of the team. Well, the tank and the healer, well known for dealing lots of damage, were able to take out a 1 health Zul'jin. They teamed up and they finally got that 1 health.
The magic.
Alright,
Looks like CCS is going to get the entirety of that bot temple, which is going to get bot fort pretty close to down.
I do really like that they are going ahead and getting rid of these sidewalls. Had a target actually use these sidewalls, Hanzo jumped over it, and I was like, why did we destroy that when we had the chance? So basically what I'm saying is I hate sidewalls.
I guess a Hanzo could always jump in from the next game over. No, really turn to fight.
That'd be so confusing. Oh, a lot of
huge
damage
engage
going
on
down, and the
Kato.
silence goes ahead. Taustingo was not up, but even if it was up, you couldn't press the R button because, well, I mean, that's what silence does.
Kerosene diving hard on Raynor, but Raynor able to get away, and Stukov able to heal him back up. It's still looking pretty dangerous for CCS, but Nubrak is thirsty for blood and might get it.
All right, we do got a Gul'dan
Does
going
finally
down.
get the...
Yep.
That was one aggressive beetle.
I mean, that's the thing. You can't drain life from what you can't see, so Nubrak went underground.
I mean, not until after the drain life was done, but still worked. CCS continuing this 4v3 push. They really want to get that last little bit of the fort down. Great peel from Raynor pushing the Joe out as she's popping her W.
So CCS is in a somewhat enviable position of, at this point, being able to take either temple and get both forts, assuming they get the whole thing.
I don't know that it would get all of mid. There's still half a tower up at mid. The fort itself hasn't been touched.
Maybe we'll find out, although it does look like, yeah, they lose bottom. We're going to have ourselves a little bit of a gamble. No, Cordana, don't hit it! We're betting here!
Well, there goes our science. Thanks, Anub.
I'm still going to
so-
say, I feel like almost the entire top row plus the 5 shots would do more damage than a Nubrak did.
Well, we'll never know. Because the scenario will never happen again in any other game. This is the only Sky Temple that ever was and ever will be.
Dang it!
Oh wow, and the push from top lane, the catapult just doing its thing, was able to take down most of Keep Wall as well.
From my temples, but it will.
Oh, okay. I didn't know where we were top lane, so I went to the CCS fort, and then I was like, what do you mean the keep wall? What? So I checked CCS's keep wall, and it was still there, obviously.
I would be very surprised if it weren't.
That'd be a very, very, very over-eager catapult. Like, a Nubrak could take lessons from that catapult.
We do have CCS just hitting 16s. I'm wondering if we're going to see a boss play after this Bruiser Camp gets picked up. Dan is certainly wondering if we're going to see a boss play.
Yeah, it's a good question, because on the one hand, you want to fight them now. On the other hand, I don't know that you want to fight them and the boss at the same time. So what you really want is to engage them as they check the boss.
Oh, baiting the boss exactly like they're doing right now?
Yep. Look at me, acting like I know what I'm talking about. There's Rain of Fire coming down from Gul'dan. That is another weird thing, is Rain of Fire. Not an ult I see a whole lot.
In combination with the Earthquake, though, locking CCS in place, it does get through a ton of CCS's health bars, and they need to back right out.
And 16 is on the verge for the side of Liquid Metal. I don't know that they want to actually try and take boss now, because they won't have an advantage in like 10 seconds.
CCS does need to worry about this push up top, though. This is a big lane, just full lane of minions with a full health Bruce. Pushing on a weak fort. Looks like Blaze is going up to deal with it. Pick up all those globes.
Yeah, Blaze definitely making a lot of use of that level 1 Adrenaline Stimpack. Just a ton of fire coming out. Meanwhile, in the middle, there is a big engage coming in. Johanna goes ahead and uses Falling Sword. It is 5 versus 4. CCS might not want to push in here. They are falling back.
I think CCS knew that that Tazdanga was still down. and just went ahead to dive on the Zul'jin. With the Unstoppable from Joe helping him get away.
So we do go ahead and have the temples being traded. Both sides have taken out every fort, so the temples are firing directly into keeps. I do think the top keep took enough damage that it will go down to this if nothing happens. Middle keep, I'm not so sure. Looks like no.
Watch the entirety of CCS run on top keep and, screw up our signs again. Alright, looks like they're not going to do that. They're being nice to us. And the keep does go down.
Look at me, looking like I know what I'm talking about. Here's the thing, what you gotta do is make a lot of statements, and the ones that you're wrong about, everyone eventually forgets about, but the ones you're right about, they're like, wow, Raka's so smart.
Nubrak does find Thrall. The team knows that he's isolated. And yep, that the stuns into the silences into that damage.
It is interesting that both teams took their opposing siege camp.
It's like a little yin-yang kind of deal.
So they are moving in here, 4v5, while the boss being taken. Cordona trying to get this. We do have the Falling Sword coming down. There's a big old blast that goes ahead and hits a lot of people. Rain of Fire is firing rain, and a lot of CCS is going down to it.
Huge damage, huge combo coming out from Liquid Metal.
So officially, remember I was saying that I was surprised to see Rain of Fire? That's not an ult we see very much. I have changed my mind. Rain of Fire every game. Horrify is dead to me now.
Rain of Destruction, by the way.
Oh.
But not Rain of Vengeance, which is a different ability, so you got that at least. So this is a full health boss. Yeah, it's still got... Liquid Metal still has 20 seconds before anybody on CCS spawns. So the boss is going to just shred through the keep. Probably going to get at least some core damage here.
And it does look like the rest of Liquid Metal says, let's go and try and take down another keep. This is the map where structure damage is the most important. We probably are not going to get the core, so let's go ahead and just get keep, but they don't quite get it.
Yeah, looks like shields are going to go down, but CCS won't take too much core damage.
Now it goes down to about 81%. Shields will get that up to about 131%. Math.
There is a temple up at top though, and Liquid Metal is up 20s now as a result of that team wipe. Well, and finishing off another keep.
All right,
so
CCS
in a
is
pretty tough position here.
Moving for their opponent. They're trying to get 20 off of this camp, but Bad Monkey is checking. Are they backdooring?
You know, it looks like they are.
Okay, that's a thing. That is a decision. That is a choice.
Does not look like Blaze is getting out of there. And Nubrak still has. I think that window of opportunity is.
They're almost to Burrow.
There we go.
But Superman is Sugar Man. That's almost the same as Superman, right? Oh, that's one of the
that Falling Sword's gonna finish him off. Alright, that's another. Those are back-to-back full team wipes in favor of Liquid Metal.
Yep, and I'm pretty sure this is gonna be it. Oh, poor Bad Monkey might as well let me through. Yep, that's going to be game number 1 going in the favor of Liquid Metal. Very decisive turnaround, just 2 back-to-back team wipes. And yeah, apparently at 20, you can't be team wiped twice in a row and still be in the game. Who knew?
Yeah, I mean, they were in a really tricky position after the first team wipe, especially with the timing of an objective. So yeah, going for the high risk, high reward. We're down 20s and likely to take even more core damage and just be, on a knife's edge for the entire rest of the game.
So
yeah, I definitely see the reasoning behind that.
Oh, I 10 billion% do as well. Notice how my percents just kept going as the sentence kept evolving.
Yeah.
We do have in terms of damage, Gerudo King, Zelda reference, by the way. Hey, look at me, I know stuff. Is going to be leading our damage charts with almost twice as much damage as anyone else in the game. 55,000 compared to about 30,000 from Zul'jin and Raynor.
Top hero damage, top siege damage, top XP in the game, top kills in the game.
Please
yeah,
nerf.
No, that's. I understand why that was their first pick. And I imagine they're not going to get cooldown a second time.
I definitely expect it to be banned out, as you said. Bad Monkey does win the healing war, but in terms of experience, we do go and have Gul'dan, as you mentioned, leading that as well. Blaze coming up very, very close with 14,100. Talents, we got some.
Sure do. There's a whole screen for it.
So, glancing at things real quick, Blaze does go with Adrenaline Incinerator Gauntlets. Pretty normal other than that. And not that those are weird, but Blaze's level 1 definitely varies. Just see if anything really jumps out at me. Although it's hard because I don't play most of these heroes. Oh, that's interesting. I think this is the first time I've ever seen a Nubrak that does not take rewind at 20.
I mean, 4 seconds of 75 armor in liquid metals alt combo. I think that would get more value than than having all of your abilities a second time.
It's just, I almost never see it. But anything jumping out at you?
If I'm remembering correctly, some of the members of Creeper Crawly Spiders and I disagree about the value of Exterminator Raynor. So I personally am surprised that Raynor didn't go Exterminator on this map, but we all have our preferences, and our differences are what make the world beautiful, so...
Wonderfully said. So we'll be getting to game 2 in just a second. However, I do need to let you know that in May, I'll be doing a charity drive for the Lupus Foundation of America. Here's some information about it. Hey there, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get into the next game in just a second, I promise. But while we're in between, I did want to let you know that on May 6th, 7th, and 8th, I'm going to be participating in Game 1 in Lupus for the Lupus Foundation of America. If you type !charity in chat, you can find out a link to the donation page. If you type in !bosses, you can see all of the bosses we got ready to go, because we are dedicating the weekend in order to overcoming adversity. So there's just a bunch of bosses that I've got queued up. Saves are ready, and we're going to be overcoming them, having fun, beating some of the biggest challenges that I've run into in my gaming career, and ending Lupus. Hello, everyone. Welcome to game number 2. Oh, and look at me, Super Professional Caster did not update the scores at the top, but trust me, there's a 1 next to liquid metal.
And there's a kitty on your chair.
There is?
Still do you see Tassadar coming out as a ban from the side of CCS? I would be pretty surprised if we didn't see a Gul'dan ban here. Right, Sparhawk, Stukov getting banned out. Yeah, those silences were really effective in game 1.
I'm also closing out the bet, and no one bet on liquid metal. So what happens in this case is I just declare CCS to be the winner as far as the bet goes. That way the points go back to whoever bet them. Because it doesn't really make a lot of sense to make those points vanish into the ether, since no one would win them if I resolved it correctly. But guys, bet on your team. I know some of you are here from liquid metal.
I'm very surprised.
Well, they do have first pick. Maybe they're going to take Gul'dan.
Maybe.
We're going to find out in about 12 seconds. Okay, probably less. I'm going to say that, and then they're going to do the pick immediately. I'm like, dang it. Well, no one say no. They take a Nubrak first.
There was a lot of good, very aggressive and very effective play coming up from Cordona on a Nubrak. So definitely understand wanting to lock that in early.
I do as well, but I'm just... The Gul'dan was so overwhelmingly effective.
Yeah.
It makes me think they've got an anti-Gul'dan strat in mind, and they're not taking... This is almost like a game of chicken.
Alright. Yeah, the Samuro ban had gotten swapped out for the Stukov ban, so that did leave it up for Dom Scythe to go ahead and snag.
So, Dom Scythe, I will be judging. I have a great understanding of Samuro because of my teacher.
I will not be judging. I have no idea how Samuro works.
All right, so we'll be back when the game. What the heck? Everyone's dying.
Yeah, it looks like somebody. Don't tell me you're one of those people that has like 1,400 unread emails in their inbox.
Oh, I am definitely not. We
Okay,
are back,
good.
by the way.
Okay.
That was a great place to come in for everyone at home. Basically, just to get you guys caught up, we had there was a bit of a glitch, and so we had to remake the lobby. Obviously, same bands are going to come out. We had a little bit of a delay in launching because someone was opening a loot chest, and I was getting harassed over not opening loot chests.
There was a number, and I was like, I could open this and then just go back to the lobby. Like, that would create a bug, right? But apparently I'm a Nubarak, and anything I do creates a bug, so, you know. Every time I push a button.
So basically what I'm hearing is that Cordona is not playing well. You're playing well in Cordona's name.
More like I'm Abathur and I took Ultimate Evolution, and I'm trying to be as cool as Cordona.
Okay, I can be with that. Samuro and Rhaegar, those are the correct order. One time I was doing this and we had to remake a lobby and one of the teams banned in reverse order, which doesn't actually make a difference, but my gosh, it made my heart thump. So now, of course, we actually have to wait and decide, will we have the ban on, Gul'dan at this point?
Falstad ban coming out, so that is response from last game. Or a second response, in addition to the Stew Puff. I know I'm really fixated on this one decision of whether or not this ban is going to happen, but it doesn't.
Interesting. This is a lot percent of not what I would do in these shoes. That was a very technical amount. A lot percent.
Yeah, I mean, on a map this big where you so frequently spend so much time, never mind, we've got a White Mane Vala coming out.
I've actually been playing a little bit of White Mane lately after the buffs, and she feels so good.
Yeah, that's a heal you don't see much of in Divi.
I think you may see more of her. The fact that she loses less mana can actually go a little bit crazy and not be immediately punished for it. Because let's be honest, like, with White Mane's whole kit, having her get punished just does not fit her theme at all.
Do knockbacks probably interrupt her channeled heals and slows, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Raynor Qs can stop that.
So yeah, Raynor Qs can stop that, as can ETC. As can a Nubarak, actually. Interesting, a Malthael coming out. Malthael is always scary to me because, as you well know, very, very, very good hero, but also made of paper, and doesn't necessarily give you the bruiser front line that you want in your, like, wingman. Which is odd because he actually has wings and he's not a very good wingman.
So I'm sure what you said was clever. I was not listening to it because I'm thinking about CCS's draft and realizing that, I mean, so they took an assassin as their offlaner, if we're considering this a traditional draft. But then also potentially offlane ETC or main tank ETC, second offlane Nubarak. Yeah, just very, very unconventional. I'm wondering how this is going to go, but we're in the game.
We're in the game right now, coming in on the Cyan side of the battlefield, representing liquid metal. We do go to have Bad Monkey playing the White Mane. The which White Mane? The best White Mane skin in the game. Look, it's amazing. I like Showstopper, but this is just the best. Okay, back to casting.
Who else is on that team?
We do have Pedo on the Zul'jin. We do have Dr. J playing the Malthael. Gerudo King is going to be on Vala. And we do go ahead and get Sugarman playing the Johanna.
And on the side of Creepy Crawly Spiders, we've got Cordona back on Anubrak, we've got Sparhawk on Rhaegar, Savior123 on Raynor, we've got Gib on ETC hanging out in the top lane, and Domscythe on Samuro in bot lane. Looks like CCS is not at all interested in giving Vala and Zul'jin stacks.
Which makes me very confused. This is not how my Storm League games go at all. They got chat saying ETC messed up talent 1 because of Block Party. Admittedly, that's not a talent I see a whole lot.
I mean, Vala's going basic attack build. Zul'jin just lives off basic attack damage. That was a weird way of saying that. He does auto attack damage. So yeah, that's going to be huge in team fights.
I do guess I see what it means though, because I think. Oh, that's a good question. If Block Party prevents the damage from a Malthael based attack, does the percent damage still happen?
I don't believe armor affects percent damage at all.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm looking at it, and it doesn't prevent the damage, it lowers it by 75%. So that does mean the attack would connect, and so most likely the 4% damage would still happen. For those of you that don't know, Malthael, every time he attacks you, he puts a buff on that does, like, actually I think it's 8%, I think it's 2% of your health every second for 4 seconds. Now, obviously hitting multiple times within that second just resets the thing, but if you just go in, hit once, and back off, and 8% damage will be done as you're backing off, and you walk back in and boop!
Yeah, I mean, with Lunara, all of the additional damage associated with her basic attacks counts as spell damage. As I have been very well aware of in my many frustrating Lunara games playing into an Anubrak, where he just lives the entire time. So I would imagine the damage over time from Malthael would not be affected by Block Party.
Oh, Ektar in chat saying that Rock is amazing and it's really, really talented and smart. Okay, he actually didn't say those words, but he meant to.
Well, thanks for the lovely compliment, Ektar. Much appreciated.
You don't need a high opinion of yourself if you can just interpret everyone else's and give you compliments all the time. That's how that works.
We did have a lot of liquid metal collapsing on Samuro at top, not able to actually pin him down, but able to get a couple auto attack stacks off on various Samuro clones.
However, it does look like CCS has moved down to the bottom of the map and is just pushing in. They've already taken down the wall and one of the towers. Second tower falls, and no one's really responding to this on the side of liquid metal.
I mean, they're kind of responding by taking objective and putting on pressure that way. But you're right that they're not there in person. I'm trying to respond to that. And yeah, looks like this first objective is going to go almost entirely uncontested over the side of liquid metal.
Yep, Samuro came in and was scary for a second, and then walked away.
They said, "Bad monkey," and didn't let him.
I had to go check. I thought his thing might be like Ghost Walk, and I'm like, that's why it's called that, because he just comes in and looks scary for a second. Oh, but a lot of damage onto Dr. J. But Dr. J is going to go back and be able to tap.
Got Samuro bravely running away with not much health.
Bravely ran away.
We do have a 4-man push coming out in mid.
They are
Joanna
moving
getting
up.
very low on mana, but able to get or able to tap, and looks like Liquid Metal is gonna focus top next.
Yep, Raynor and Sparhawk moving down to the bottom of the map, everyone else going up top to try and stop this. They want to make sure they don't trade out. A lot of damage onto Samuro, but Samuro going to be okay for the time being. However, they do end up losing top fort, so the whole give up objective in order to get bottom fort ends up being a trade as opposed to a victory.
I'm not going to criticize Raynor for not taking the Exterminator. I'm not going to criticize Raynor for not taking the Exterminator. I'm not going to criticize Raynor for not taking the Exterminator.
But if I was?
Not doing it, that would be the mean thing to do. I'm not going to do it.
Would you go ahead and have Gerudo King moving over and... Can I just call Gerudo King Ganon? Will everyone know who I'm talking about if I say Ganon?
I now understand a little bit more about the reference that you referenced earlier. But I feel like enough people have played Super Smash Brothers that Ganon is going to be a more familiar name than Gerudo King.
So, if you want to know, and you probably don't, but I'm telling you anyway, the Ganon, at least in Ocarina of Time, is the king of the Gerudo tribe of thieves. I won't go any deeper into lore than that, because I do have some measure of common sense.
Samuro does see the bulk of Liquid Metal showing at mid, and does commit a bit to getting some siege damage up top. Ends up only coming out to about half a tower, but does force...
And Bad Monkey slows down the monkey? This is fantastic. I do love that we even have Samuro going the Monkey King skin. Because we could have avoided this entire ability for jokes, but no. We said, heck that, why would we do that? We're going to have fun with this. And because that's what Here's the Storm is all about. Having fun and getting frustrated with your Storm League allies.
Or, listening to your co-caster make jokes and references that are totally unrelated to Heroes of the Storm.
Okay, well that's not what Heroes of the Storm is about. That's what Rock is about.
So we do have all 5 CCS on top boss. Liquid Metal does sift out and is coming in as 5, I believe? Yes, as 5.
So this is a full disengage from... They're like, we have done this before? Oh, and they tried to use the Mosh right as the Falling Sword was coming down. Definitely did not work. Even if the Falling Sword hadn't hit, I think it would have made them unstoppable.
Yeah, it looked like Vol's Reign of Vengeance was also coming down to interrupt the Mosh. So that's ETC down, Liquid Metal taking top boss. Samuro's heading down to either clean up bottom lane or take bot boss. But it looks like it's just lane cleanup. Worth noting that this boss is going to go directly onto Keep Wall, since this is the one lane that they were able to secure the fort.
Also, I have to point out that once again, Ektar's making me look good by not having the sense to not go further into the lore. Would you go and have Cordona and Sparhawk go ahead and pick up this camp? Meanwhile, Raynor are going to move up there and use the talent they didn't take at level 1 to get this boss down real quick.
You said it, not me. We're all allowed to have differences of opinion. Oh, we have Zul'jin and Vala taking bot boss, which looks like Samuro's not gonna sniff out. A very low health Vala trying to finish off his boss. The rest of the team is joining in, and yeah, looks like Liquid Metal is gonna get their second boss. And finally catch up to CCS on talent tiers.
Fantastic. So would you go ahead and have Samuro in the middle? It does go and get blinded, but is going to be able to disengage very well. Surprising and a little bit concerning, we have no response to the bottom boss from CCS. They're just going to go ahead and counter push across top. Now granted, people do say this boss doesn't do anything, but I mean, it's gone through a wall so far.
I mean, I like this call, honestly, because the boss was going to get at least some damage on bot no matter what. and Samro was able to take it down before it even got the fort to half. Well, CCS was able to get way more value than the boss got.
I like the call now that I saw it. I thought they just weren't responding to it at all, which concerned me. All right, the monkey is on top of Bad Monkey.
One charge of Rain of Vengeance comes out, the other charge comes out as well.
We do have the Falling Sword committed. Dom Seath is in the background looking for disengage. They're doing a little whirlwind onto both Zuljin and Bad Monkey. We do have the ETC going down. Bad Monkey very, very, very low, but not going to quite go down yet. Samro does get taken out, and CCS is on the back foot, going to move right on out of there.
Yeah, that healing from Whitemane, you're totally right about her just being an absolute force.
Yeah, in the old days, she would run out of mana a lot faster, but nowadays, basically with a Whitemane, you have to poke. You have to make her use up her mana in increments. If you try and go in full, she just heals so much.
Yeah, and with Zuljin, who benefits so much from having missing health, but also not being dead. Yeah, having a healer like Whitemane just lets you ride that wave.
Coffee
we
with
do have
Sil?
a collapse coming out onto Bad Monkey though. She's separated from her team. She gets stunned by a new breath. She might be able to get away, but nope. The stun from ETC comes in, and and Whitemane does go down. Falling Sword comes out, decent bit of damage coming out onto ETC, and yeah, the Rhaegar heal's not going to be quite enough to keep him alive.
See if ETC goes down, but is traded for the Whitemane.
So in the meantime, Objective has gotten a lot of siege value. So CCS was able to get that Whitemane kill, but basically had to entirely ignore Objective in order to make that happen.
And we do go and have Vala finishing up her second stack of the quest. So is now doing an extra, I believe, 2% damage with her Hatred.
Okay, we found an invade coming out. Looks like... Okay, no, they're not going to push with it.
Oh, Dom Seath getting aggressed upon, and we'll get clean up very, very quickly. Tried to go in, but there was just... It's almost like when you try and go in against a whole team as Butcher. You have a little bit more escape, but still, you're not that good. Yeah, thank you very much for the raid, Coffee with Sil. For those of you that can't read the top of the screen for whatever reason, Liquid Metal is up 1-0. We are on Alterac Valley. This is Liquid Metal versus Creepy Crawly Spiders down in Division E West.
We do have one more boss call coming out of Liquid Metal. And yeah, with Samuro still down and CCS still pretty far away, this is going to go over totally uncontested.
Alright, there is Vala. Vala just getting geeked up, but there's nobody else in the area. Nice heal comes out.
Ancestral comes out right before last rites. HC is able to survive, but it looks like they're just going to stick to him. Rhaegar's been picked off, so no heals coming out there. And yeah, just Raynor and Samuro left alive there.
Boss is coming in, being followed up by most of the team. They are going ahead and leaving Dr. J in order to maintain their control of the camp.
Yeah, look, this boss plus the full team push is easily going to take out Keep. With two Keeps still standing, the chances of being able to end here are very low.
Dr. J, however, Samuro did show up and said, hey, you left only one person on the camp, and I'm a monkey.
And no one was there to say Bad Monkey.
Nope. Monkey went uncontested because of it. Ganon is coming back along with Pado. Samuro trying to run back real quick. Will get out of there.
Rain of Vengeance does catch Samuro, but a great peel coming out from Raynor with a Q to keep all out of range. Liquid Metal just barely Gets that channel again. Mosh comes out but doesn't connect on one.
Yep, Mosh is not successful, but this is 4 versus 5 as everyone is moving in there. CCS actually stepping back. Their health bars are not benefiting them in this fight. Malthael is back in about 2 seconds.
Couple seconds. Liquid Metal is going to hit 20s pretty soon, and CCS has got a way to go. Vol does get taken out right as Liquid Metal's hitting 20s, though.
All right, we do have a 1-for-1. Vala does go down, loses a stack of requests. Gib goes in to take it out, and again, just that white main healing is off the charts.
Yeah, the white main healing. I've got to imagine Zul'jin took the 20 upgrade. Yeah, because as soon as Tazdingo finished, Zul'jin was at full health.
Here's the thing that's really interesting. If you look at the overall healing numbers, Rhaegar is out healing white main, but the thing is, white main's healing is all happening in the middle of these big engagements. So it's just like, yeah, like white main can't heal as much overall, but she can heal when you need it. Numpsit's trying.
Samurai able to sneak in and cap the camp back, but it looks like there's not an interrupt to finish off the last couple seconds. Zul'jin will get it.
Both teams are level 20 at this point.
Looked like Samurai was getting a little bloodthirsty for a Zul'jin without Tazdingo, but decided not to chase.
So it does look like most of them are posted up mid to defend. Samuro actually... Which one is the real one? Okay, Samuro is coming back down here to support. I thought they might be taking out the top one on the way.
Longsword comes out. Does interrupt Mosh. Death Mosh comes out, though.
Yep, does go ahead and catch Dr. J.
Malthael does go down. Anubrak looking very low, though.
Malthael goes down. However, Malthael comes back because Malthael is Angel of Death and he can cheat like that.
Tazdingo was popped, but wasn't able to keep up with Rhaegar running away.
Bad Monkey does take a lot of damage, is being chased around right now. Boss is down to, or Keep is down to about half health. Spinning to win. There's a falling sword, does not quite get Cardona, but it does not end up mattering as the core goes down and game number 2 and the series goes in favor of Liquid Metal.
Some feisty fights in there.
So, as always, if you want to go over the stats real quick while I get an interview set up.
Yeah, so we do have Zul'jin coming out with top hero damage, top siege damage, top self-healing, which is a stat also. But yeah, just able to put out a ton of value. White Mane did end up healing almost as much as Rhaegar, actually. Yeah, low 59k to high 59k. So Rhaegar still having that edge just a little bit. Yeah, Liquid Metal was really able to pick on ETC though. Give it up with 7 deaths there. And yeah, with so many Mosh interrupts, like kind of going in to get those risky, or going for those risky plays, they were just pretty consistently able to turn that around and say, all right, well, this didn't work and now you're out of position.
Very, very much so.
So yeah, really great job from Liquid Metal, anticipating that, reacting to that, turning that into an advantage for them.
Let's go ahead and jump into lobby 2 and see who are joined with.
All right.
All right. So while we wait to see, actually, never mind. We won't wait at all. Ganon and Pato, do go ahead and join us. Hello, hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Ektar also throwing an entire bit at the stream. Thank you very much. How are you guys feeling right now?
Feeling great. Yeah. think those were two solid games.
So, game number 1, we need to talk about for a second because it definitely feel like CCS had you on the back foot. Can you just tell me a little bit about the second of when you got in on the boss and ended up getting a full wipe on them?
I mean, that was 100% the turn of the game. We, like you said, we were on our back foot. We really felt that way. But we were, keeping our heads down and just hoping that, as we continued to get further into the game, we would just kind of scale a little better. I honestly, we got really lucky on that boss, because I'm pretty sure even when we went in there, we were going in 4-on-5. So yeah, I can't wait to go back and look at that, to be honest, because we got really lucky, and from that point, just everything changed. Like we got the momentum, then we hit 21st, and yeah, we were just able to close it out then.
We rag on our tank Sugarman a lot, but he finally nailed a clutch Joanna passive and somehow survived on a point with 5 people around him, while we bolstered only by our hopes and dreams. So he gets all the praise for that one.
Well, it was so incredible. Like, I said this in the live before game number 2. I actually forgot to cast for a second because I had to pick my jaw up off the ground because, wow.
Yeah.
Shortly after that, though, what was it like whenever they suddenly showed up at your keep in the middle of you doing objective after you'd backed off?
We saw them coming down mid lane, so we kind of expected it to happen. So we were prepping to back, like we were ready to peel off the boss and let one guy handle it. But it was definitely dicey when I think it was just me and Pato for a good 5 seconds, just dancing around trying to hold the line.
Again, kudos to Sugarman there. He was the one that really called, "Hey, everyone back," and we just left one, I believe, on the objective, because we kind of saw what they were about to do, which would have been a solid play had we not seen them in the mid lane, I guess, thanks to our minions. But yeah, fortunately, again, worked out.
Oh yeah, very, very much. And that is what kind of led to the end of game number 1. And Arrested, did you have any specific questions about the first game?
Yeah. So we definitely saw the effectiveness of the synergy between Earthquake, Rain of Destruction, and Falling Sword, of just kind of trapping them and punishing them for being as close together as you wanted them to be. I'm a little confused as to how Kerosene fits into that comp. It had seemed like an odd pickup in the moment, just because he's a healer that you see so rarely.
Yeah, that's just player choice, basically. That's just essentially his best healer, and yeah, we just went with that.
All right.
I don't know that it necessarily fit into the comp, to be honest, but yeah, it's more just like a comfort pick. We know that he's super comfortable on him, so it's we're always happy to have him on Kerosene. So,
I mean, comfort is a very valid reason.
Exactly. Yeah, it's I feel like at our level, sometimes the comfort is more important than whether it's actually like a meta pick or even gelling with the team entirely. But yeah, fortunately worked out. So.
All right.
Well, it certainly did. Moving forward onto Alterac. Alterac, you seem to have a little bit more. I do have to just ask, because Anares and I were both 1,000% expecting Gul'dan to get banned, and then when Gul'dan didn't get banned, we were 1,000% expecting Gul'dan to show up.
Yeah, you wouldn't be wrong. That's kind of what I was expecting too. But Garudo, you can answer that one.
I just didn't. I don't like Alterac for Gul'dan. I mean, honestly, I practiced him one game before we played tonight, so I by no means am an expert and don't take what I have to say to any kind of heart. But I don't like the openness and like the way that team fights can get really chaotic around objectives. There's no real place for him to kind of like hide out and do his thing. So I kind of bailed on it, and by the time we got to the end of the draft, it just kind of felt like having 2 auto attackers was kind of the way to go, because Anubarak can only cocoon one of us. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, and also just the fact that we knew that the team fights are going to be more sustained damage based with 2 tanks. We're not going to burst them down as easily. So just having 2 sources of that sustained damage kind of worked out there. Even though normally we wouldn't run a comp like that. Yeah,
And they banned my Tassadar, so
true.
whatever.
The other big question I have, okay, it's one of the other two, is so did you guys discuss at all, because we discussed a lot, the fact that you had Bad Monkey and they went with Monkey King Samuro?
No, we did not. That was just happenstance.
Yeah.
Although we were aware that Samuro and I guess Sylvanas are 2 of their comfort picks. So we were trying to think if we banned both of those in game 1. I think we did.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, and then the oh geez, Stukov. Just he definitely caused problems for us game 1. So we decided we'll get rid of one of their comfort picks and get rid of that Stukov. So we kind of knew Samuro was coming after that, though.
And then the real question I have is Whitemane a character that you guys run often, or is it just because of the recent buff she got?
Bad Monkey's a sub, so
Yeah,
really whatever he does, he's kind of on his own thing. Like if he told us that he was going to heal with Tychus, I'd just be like, yeah, okay, I guess we're going to go with Tychus as a healer today. So
Yeah.
Heal with damage.
So yeah, we yeah, can't entirely comment on that one. I'm not entirely sure. Normally, honestly, when we're playing with him, it's the Kerosene pick. So yeah.
I know he did comment on the Whitemane buffs going into the matches, so
Okay.
he was aware of them, and I think he was excited to, try them out, because that's where you try them out, is in the best of 3 for NGS. That's where you practice your patch buffs.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, kind of as the opposite of cover picks being such a good reason to go into a particular hero.
There you
Being
go.
able to focus on those heroes that other teams are unlikely to be really familiar playing into.
Yeah.
I mean, I was hovering Probius for most of that draft, so I was ready.
Now
we
I
did
just
specifically leave the Rhaegar available though, because of the balance changes. We kind of figured, not as strong as he was before. So
I mean, arguably Joanna not as strong as she was before, but
that's true.
Tell that to Sugarman if you don't mind, because he arguably saved game 1, and he had a pretty legit falling the sword on game 2. So
Yeah, absolutely.
fair enough. And Arrested, did you have any questions about game number 2?
no, I think we've covered them all.
Then the last question I always ask is, can you tell me where the name Liquid Metal comes from?
Ooh, yeah, we're the wrong guys to ask that one. I'm honestly not sure. I think we were just throwing a bunch of names around. We were originally on, oh my gosh, blanking here. Bull Moose Party. We were originally part of their team. We ended up splitting off and just forming our own team here. And I think we just needed to come up with a name, so somebody threw one out and we decidted to go with it.
someone was probably suffering from mercury poisoning that day, and they were
Yes,
like,
we'll
let's just go with Liquid Metal.
Yeah, unfortunately I don't have a great story on that one, but
I always like to ask, though, because some people are like, this is exactly what happened, and some people are like, well, I don't know. We needed a name and we found one?
We'll have a better story next time. We'll make it canon.
All right, fantastic. So I will go ahead and turn it over to you guys for shoutouts.
I mean, I'd say shout out to Sugarman. Honestly, I think he had some excellent calls this game, and that boss play was fantastic. Yeah, just props to him and the whole team, obviously, but we'll give him a little extra love. And then just kudos to the opposing team, Creepy Crawly Spiders. It was definitely fun, and I could have easily seen both of those matches going the other way. So, yeah, kudos to you guys.
I'm gonna shout out my mom and my dad because without them I wouldn't be here today. I'm gonna shout out my cat Shadow. He's hanging out in the corner. He's rooting me on from his little cat bed back in the corner. Yeah, I mean, really just a big props to everyone involved with NGS casting and moderators and super big board members and everyone that puts this together because it's a good time. And I guess my teammates and the enemy team, but whatever. I carried game one. I don't care what anyone says.
All right, we'll give Shadow some scritches from us. Some congratulatory scritches.
Nice.
Absolutely. Cats are amazing. You will see them in the cast if you go back and watch it, because mine were definitely participating.
Nice.
Well, thanks for the cast. We appreciate it.
Yep, thank you.
Congrats on the
pleasure.
win, and good luck in the rest of your season
Yep,
and the
thank you.
playoffs.
Thank you much.
Yep,
Take
bye-bye.
care.
So, of course, now we get to the part of the cast where I say, Anaressa, feel free to tell everyone about yourself, where they can find you, and all of that good stuff.
You can find me often co-casting with Raka right here on her stream. I mostly just tag along on other people's casts at this point in my life, but yeah. You can find me playing DPS for 30 Seconds to Mosh over in E East, and you can find me on the admin team for Nexomania, which is going to be having its fifth season coming up in just a couple months. So yeah, stay tuned for details about that. I'm sure Valkymer will be posting that information far and wide if that's something you want to get involved in.
And as for me, you can find me right here all the bloody time. If you don't know how you got here, my name is Raka. Make sure to follow the channel. That way, because I do a lot of casting Heater Storm, I do a lot of playing of other games. I do occasionally slow down and not talk as fast. I promise. I do have a charity drive, as we talked about after Game 1, happening in May. And you can follow my Twitter. It's on the screen right now. You can follow my Discord. It is down below the stream, or you can use ! Discord. And we're going to go over and raid over to IceX, because IceX is... We don't have any other NGS casts going on, but IceX is a veteran caster, so we're going to go over and show him some love.
And thanks, chat, for spending your evening with us.